Doug, we're almost in a new year. I want to. Are we going to say Happy New Year early? I mean,
yeah. What the heck? I mean, New Year's is what? Friday night, and then Saturday.
Well, New Year's Eve is Friday night, and I think Saturday morning is actually New Year's Day.
Yeah, right.
And we got our props up and stuff like that.
Yeah. So Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. We're bringing in the new year, and Christmas is behind us.
Yeah.
And New Year's is in front of us.
There you go.
New Year's in front of us. I'm excited.
Well, you said it perfectly. I was just gonna say, Christmas is over,
right,
all right,
right,
and and I know a lot of people. I mean, there are trees in the street already.
Oh my,
like done, okay.
So they get rid of.
But I don't want to do that.
Okay,
what I want to do, at least in our family, this goes back to when I was a little guy. Mm-hmm. We leave the tree up for a few weeks.
Okay,
2-3 weeks, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And even today, I want to keep that Christmas feeling for the rest of the year.
Okay.
I want to keep it going.
Really?
It's just a beautiful time of the year, at least for me, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
There's giving, there's family. You feel good, and the Christmas message. The religious side of it, or the spiritual side of it, is something that I've always been interested in. So. How do you keep that going with a new year? And a lot of people, Christmas is over, boom, back
and they're back
to
to the humbug.
Exactly.
No, we're not going to do that this year.
And I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I want to keep that spirit alive.
Okay.
For the rest of the year.
So we're expressing our Christ consciousness all year.
Exactly.
All year.
Yeah.
We're going to start by.
Okay.
We're going to start. Happy New Year. Yeah, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to start with noise. Yeah. We'll keep it going.
I just want to share something with everybody. When I was in college, I think I told you this last year, or last week. When I was in college, I had the last couple of years I had my own apartment and everything, and that was so I could study.
Right.
And at the same time, you weren't bothered by roommates who just wanted to party, and, and that sort of thing. And but the downside of that is every now and then you get a little on the lonely side,
right?
Yeah. And when you get lonely, then the blues start coming in and all that kind of stuff.
Course.
And I used to play Christmas carols.
Really?
Yeah.
And it wasn't Christmas.
It wasn't Christmas.
Wow.
It was April. It was October. It was whatever it was.
Wow.
But when I got kind of in that mood, what I would do is I'd play Christmas carols, and I actually went out and I bought myself a recorder. It's a woodwind instrument, about that long, a little flute-like thing, and got some Christmas music and would actually play that.
Wow.
And it just brought those feelings back.
Wow.
A feeling of comfort, a feeling of of guidance, of being connected, and all things right in the world, that sort of thing. And so I just would encourage everybody looking here, find a way to keep Christmas alive in your heart throughout the whole year. And it's a spirit of being connected, with a higher power. That there is a divine message out there that's in part of you. And at the same time, it's giving and receiving and being involved with people in a caring way. And I would just encourage people to do that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's important to keep that vibe. We need to continue to keep our vibration as high as we can keep it.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we can do to do that, I mean, you just talked about it. Just playing music that raises our vibration, doing things to keep us in a higher state of consciousness.
Music is one of the best ways to do it. And then getting involved with other people. I mean, everybody's got friends, and they've got and you typically know your friends' birthdays, or maybe
when's my birthday, Doug? Tomorrow.
Is it really?
Friend, it is tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you. I'll be 29.
29, yeah. Jack Benny.
Right. But thank you for happy birthday.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, but you said one of the ways you could do that is by getting involved with friends and by what? Like giving them
a birthday card, or if you're guys and you feel like a little funny about that, you say, "Hey, let's go out for a beer for your birthday." You can guy it up a little bit. But at this age, a lot of our friends are married, and so you can celebrate an anniversary.
Right.
You can do something with your friends just to say hello and stay in contact. Hey, I'm thinking about you, and this is a special day for you, or something like that. Just a way of staying connected in a positive way. There's a lot of stuff.
I think one of the things that people can do this coming not this coming Sunday. Well, they can watch the service this coming Sunday. We have a great service.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we have. You know what? I don't remember her name.
I don't either.
But I know that this woman I've heard her before.
Yeah.
And she's amazing, and I'm looking forward to hearing her. You guys have to tune in this Sunday.
I've already seen a snapshot of what she's going to talk about and sing and very, very high energy, wonderful person.
Amy, her name is Amy. Okay. I mean, that's her first name. I'm gonna get her Steinberg.
Okay.
Amy, I got this.
There you go.
I'm getting good with this. Amy Steinberg is going to be with us this Sunday at 11 a.m. on Facebook Live, Unity of Chattanooga. You got to be here to check her out.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah, and then next week, if you want to raise your vibration even higher, we got Doug Werth.
Oh man,
Red Bank. Let me put that up. Red Bank Community Center, right here. Red Bank Community Center. Reverend Doug Werth, Burning Bowl. Yes. What are you going to do on that day, Doug?
Well, it's the Burning Bowl service, and that is a long time tradition in Unity, and many Unity churches do that. And it's right around the end of the year, the first part of the year. And when the first part of the year comes around, many people are thinking New Year's resolutions, and those usually last, a couple of weeks, if not just a few hours. You know what I'm saying?
I've had a couple of those.
So anyways, in recognition of that, the new year, oftentimes, and especially in a spiritual sense, sometimes it's not about creating the new as it is about letting go of the old.
Letting go of the old.
Okay. The transformation process, people say, well, I want to create this new thing in my life and I want to go. Well, the transformation process actually starts with letting go.
Wow.
There is a release first.
Wow.
And then in the vacuum of that, and that's the next step. The next step is a vacuum, like where do I go from here? And then the new comes forward. So what the Burning Bowl is all about is just considering some things that you may have been feeling blocked about, some things that you want to let go. It could be an old habit, It could be a job. It could be something to do with relationships. It could be anything. But moreover than anything else, it's usually a habit and a behavior of thought. How do I feel about these types of situations? You're drawing them to you. I want to do something, better. So, how do we release and how do we let go? And that's what the Burning Bowl is about. And it's a tradition where we have flash paper and you actually write that down and then you burn it and you watch it go poof.
Wow.
And in the middle of that, there's usually a prayer or two where somebody will come up and do a prayer with you, and then you release it, you let it go, and it's gone.
And that's January 9th.
Yes.
At 11 o'clock, Red Bank Community Center.
Yeah.
And it's symbolic. It's symbolic. And it's very important to do the symbolic stuff.
I think
it's nothing going to really go away at that moment, but the fact that you're setting an intention for it to go away is very important.
That's the key.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah.
And oftentimes
putting that in a ceremony with other people.
Exactly.
It's powerful.
Yeah. It's all about changing thought processes. But oftentimes when you combine that with a spoken word or an action where you say, okay, I'm gonna release, and this is what I'm gonna do, and it's gone. Again, very powerful. I've always thought that we all have an interconnection, to spirit, to God, whatever you want to call that divine entity or feeling, and oftentimes people have felt that, they've talked about it, but when they went up, a lot of the evangelical churches have this, where they'll come up and do an altar call, and people have had tremendous opening experiences doing something like that. And what's involved is finally getting up on your feet, going forward, and committing, and saying something or releasing something. Again, a very, very, very powerful sort of thing. So the Burning Bowl is one of Unity's long-held traditions, and I would invite everybody on January 9th to come and participate in it.
That's going to be a really good event. What we got going on with the Daily Word today? Did you read anything about that? I know we talked a little bit about that earlier today. I wanted to know if we wanted to share a little bit about what we discussed.
Well, today's Daily Word is world peace. A peaceful world begins with peaceful thoughts. And the first line is, "The world I wish to see begins in my mind and my heart." And that's kind of what we're talking about this morning. You know, we've had Christmas. Christmas is now over. We've got a new year coming. How do we keep that Christmas alive? You know, that Christmas feeling alive. And then how do we create something new? You know, in the new year. How do we go forward? The first sentence: "The world I wish to see begins in my mind and in my heart."
My God.
I do my part to bring about the world peace. They're talking about world peace by committing to holding peaceful thoughts.
That's it. That's the first thing I got to do. Before I want to get out there and change everybody else, I got to look at gotta get my thoughts together first.
That's right.
Start with this. I love this stuff. It's so a part of practical spiritual. It's us first. You know, it's just what you do.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah. Get yourself right, and then the world becomes right.
Oh my God.
You know, and if you need a little help, just get down on your knees.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
And you know, have a personal spiritual practice that we talk about.
This is not just about going to church and singing a song.
No,
it's so not just about going to church and singing a song. I mean, if you want to have the peace that I'm experiencing right now, you want to have the joy. I'm going to preach.
There you go.
But no, seriously, if you want to have that peace that I'm experiencing now, because I just released some stuff a little while ago with you personally,
right?
And the result of that, I'm on top of the world right now.
That's
so
great.
If you want to have that kind of peace, you got to do the work.
You know, what's her? Therese Lee mentioned something about that last week, and she said, "Our unity teachings are a way of life, and not just something that we do on Sunday."
Wow, it's so true.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's
you're missing it if you're not doing it.
And you and I have talked about this many times. One of the things about the unity teachings is when you take them seriously and you start to incorporate them in your life. Maybe you read a few books or you take a few classes about prosperity or prayer or meditation, and you actually start doing those things in your life changes.
It does change. It does change.
Yeah, radically.
Radically. And, you know, I think you're trying to lead me on to something here, but shift is happening in my life. Shift is happening.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look good. And it doesn't feel good. But I know, based on the teachings that I've been getting, the lessons I've been getting from you, the things that I've been reading, shift is happening, but I know everything is happening in divine order and for what I've asked for.
And for good.
And for good.
For something better. You know, the biggest shift story that I can recall in the Bible is the Exodus story. Okay? And it starts with a great ending.
Dramatic.
Well, yeah. Okay, we're going to get out of here.
Right.
Oh, you don't want me to go? Here's some plagues.
Right.
I'll show you.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And in our lives, that's what happens when we want to shift. When we want something better. You know.
We want to bring in a new year. We want to let go of the old. We want to release.
Yeah, and we don't need dead frogs and gnats and all the rest of it, and the firstborn dying. You know, we don't need that. But the point is, a new beginning always starts with a great ending.
Wow.
You know, and then there's the vacuum of wandering around in the desert trying to figure it out. But while you're wandering around in the deserts, here come the 10 Commandments. Here comes the guidance. You know, if you will. And then the new land of milk and honey. Then it changes after that. And one of the biggest things about that story is that during the vacuum, during the time when they're wandering in the desert, you had a group of people that were kibitzing. Okay, they were murmuring, which is Bible talk for crabbing and complaining. Okay,
I got another word for that.
I know. and all of that had to die away before they could go into what they call the promised land. Okay, and in our own way, in our own life, in our own spiritual journey, there is a great ending, and that great ending has some plagues in it. It has some difficult stuff, and then there's a time when all right, where are we going to go? How's this going to work? You're going to get some guidance, 10 Commandments. And then once the old thoughts and the old behaviors have gone away, then something completely new comes in. It's a beautiful story, One of my former minister friends had a saying that kind of summarizes it. And she said, well, when one door closes, another one opens. But it's hell in the hallway.
It's hell in the hallway.
Yeah, you get them from one point to the other.
Yeah. Doug, have you ever thought about starting a podcast?
What a great idea!
Yeah, what a great idea. Listen, we're out of time.
But that went quick.
It went quick. It was a great podcast. It was great. We got the church service this Sunday, just to remind everybody.
Right.
At 11 a.m. on Facebook Live. Amy Steinberg will be with us.
And she's great. Make sure you tune into that one.
Make sure you tune into that one. And then you want to tell them about on the 9th?
Yeah, on the 9th at the Riverbank Community Center, 11 o'clock is our Burning Bowl service. It's a traditional unity service. And it's always nice to get back together again. There's something special about that. And so we hope to see you then. And in the meantime, let's celebrate New Year.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
All right.